like the sound on my mic is getting lower somehow. Hello? 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 Oh, that's probably too loud. Hello? 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 Okay, that is really loud. Oh, that's probably too loud. Okay. This might be better. Hello? Hello? All right, testing 1, 2, 3. Let's see if this is any better. I think this might be too quiet. Let's see. Still testing stuff. Thanks for your patience. I think this is a good setting, actually. Cool. I'm pretty happy with this volume setting. I'm going to move forward now. Cool. I'm pretty happy with this volume setting. All right. Cool. Moving forward. Let's see what we can get up to. So, okay. So, again, kind of thinking about this Mechabellum game. This is what the game board looks like, and we're trying to get something similar. So, it's kind of trying to brainstorm some more creative direction and really think I could see kind of replacing these two buildings. I was thinking with like a cathedral on one side and a barracks on the other side. And those kind of separations will allow us to place different upgrades or abilities on each of those. And we'll get into that later, but it might be good to start thinking about the game itself, and we'll get into that later, but it might be good. So yeah, so to make the game work, right now what I've got is I've got this board. It's a 15, or sorry, I think it's a 30 by 30 board. Let me double check. Right, so it's 30 wide, 30 long, which means on each side there's 15 tiles of depth, but 30 of width. Okay. I could see this thing kind of taking up 2 by 2. It seems like 2 by 2 would be a good size for that. And given that we want to go with 2 by 2, I kind of want to do maybe 32 by 32. Should be a really small change to make it slightly bigger, just so that the numbers are slightly better, because we can think about the board having so there's going to be a 2, 2, and then 2, right? And then in between the 2 we're going to have some number of tiles, and we're going to have some number on the outside, right? And so if we think about this, x plus 4 plus 2y is going to equal some number, 32, let's say. We can decide on a value for y and a value for x. So if we think about this, it's like there's what? In this screenshot, there's like 190 pixels there. And then here, there's like 320. So interesting. It's not quite like double in the middle. That's what they did. So if we go with something like that, we could think like y equals, let's say 6, right? So now we have x plus 16 equals 32, so x equals 16. It's not the same ratio as them. What do we do? 8. So then we have x plus 20 equals 32, and then x equals 12. So I would say it's either going to be 6 or 8 for our game. Let me take a look at this new 32-32 board. The idea, one of the main ideas of the board is I want it to look good on landscape where you can easily see the whole board. Now, is there a way I can change this to be 16 by 9? Oh, this is awesome. I did not know you could do this. I think it's 16 by 9 landscape. Okay, well that is very helpful. So do we think that the question is, do we think this is kind of like a playable experience? I would say the units are kind of small, but then you can always kind of zoom in and see more. If I think about, this Mechabellum game experience, these units are very small, right? And okay, even if you make it full screen, they're still really small, right? And like comparing it to these in-game units, say this thing is roughly the same size, right? Or maybe I'm exaggerating. Oh, well, if this thing is, again, this is going to be on a smaller screen, right? So it's really hard to compare, but I think this window is slightly bigger than my phone. It's just such a different experience, right? So anyways, it's good that we can see this, and we'll just argue that it is playable. So moving forward. Yeah, so I was thinking, let's try to like replace these with a cathedral and a barracks. This is what the AI gave me. It's pathetic, really, the artwork that the AI generated here, but it definitely gets some creative juices flowing. It could be good for me to start by kind of creating some stuff in Meshi, right? So far I've only created that one guy, but like create an image of a cathedral in a desert. As part of a game with a, what is it? Bloodborne. I want to try to think of like game aesthetics that I want to copy. I like the Bloodborne aesthetic, similar to like Elden Ring, right? I think I really like the Elden Ring aesthetic, and maybe that's what I should really go for. I really think kind of the Elden Ring aesthetic is a better thing to go for. So yeah, let's go ahead with that. Create an image of a cathedral in a desert as part of a game, as part of a 3D game with a Elden Ring aesthetic. It should be a square. The cathedral should be able to occupy a square area. Let's see how chat handles that. We could also just ask this thing to do it, right? Generate. We'll have Meshy do it as well. We could also get on the Banana Pro. Banana, whatever. Nano Banana Pro. Append to prompt and run. What are you talking about? Why isn't it going? Is there something wrong here? This is going to start to get fun because now I can get into the artwork, right? And then once I get into the artwork, I could see myself doing a lot more fun stuff. I don't understand what it's saying. Link API key. Select key. Okay, here we go. It just needed the key. Oh wow, this is cool looking. These are great. This thing is sick. This thing looks nice too. Yeah, I'm really happy with this aesthetic. Like no cross. Shouldn't there be a cross on a cathedral? What about like Stormwind Cathedral? Isn't there a cathedral there? I guess it is notable that they don't include a cross. It's obviously modeled off after a Christian cathedral, but it is notable that a cross is not included. Cool, whatever. I'm getting stuck on some irrelevant detail, but I would argue it's probably the most relevant of all details. But we're going to move forward for now. So this thing looks pretty cool. I like the kind of light coming from inside of it. I think that's really cool. And what is that? There's like a knight on it. This looks really fun. I do really like this. And there is something that kind of looks like a cross there in the middle. I like this one a lot. Let's take a look at the other ones. I don't know why I put some like game UI there, but that's okay. This one's like good, but I definitely think that other one is better. This one. Okay, this one has some beautiful colors coming out, which is really cool. I don't understand why it made it damaged like that. I kind of like this one. Then lastly, there's this one, which has a darker color to it. But I kind of don't like the way the sand is kind of like staining it. It looks a bit awkward. So yeah, probably just gonna use one of the other ones that I liked. What happened here? Did we get... What the fuck? Okay, so can't really remember which one I liked the best. This one's cool. Yeah, I definitely didn't. It was between these two. What about this one? This one didn't have any light on it. I wonder if the light is going to be tricky to render. You know, I got to be careful with the lighting effects that I'm going to be using, right? I think this one is simpler. I think like the lack of different colors might make it easier to work with. Yeah, I'm going to go with this guy. Let's do image to 3D. Man, this meshy tool is really powerful. I wonder what Google came up with. This is very cool. Where is that game I was looking at? Top Dog. Where's that screen? I just took a screenshot and I can't find it. It's okay. We're just gonna take this screenshot and we're gonna send it to my buddy. Yeah, so I think like I really like this sand, like our desert look. I also think we should have like a forest level. I think if we have 2 levels to start with, it'll give some variety and fun to the game, right? Man, I'm really excited about this. Okay, so let's take a look at what Meshy's created. It should be creating a model, right? Wow. I'm not gonna lie, this is genuinely pretty cool. Good thing about this thing is we don't need to worry about it, but how did we get the colors on this thing? Do I need to remesh it? I think go to fixed 10K. It's probably good. pretty exciting. I'm not gonna lie. I really can't wait to see this. And then I'm gonna apply the image to create textures that I can apply. Then I can just import this into the game. Oh my god, that thing looks awful. Like, bro, like who ever wanted this? Nobody ever wanted that. That's terrible. It looks good with 1,000,000 vertices, but at 5,000 it looks awful. Let me go with 100,000. Like this. I'm pretty sure we gotta have less faces, right? Like this, the AI told me I should try to put like 3,000, but maybe that's mainly for like the moving units. I mean, I wonder if I'm gonna have to start making my own models, right? I don't anticipate that copying this model and making it on my own is going to be a fun endeavor. Looks really good with 1,000,000, but it looks really gross, like a fucking snow castle with 5,000, and it's only because the AI is trying to do something stupid. Like, if I were doing this, I would be using a square, right? And then I would have something coming out of the square. Are the limits of the 3D hardware on an iPhone I should think about when rendering a 3D scene? How many polygons, triangles, vertices should I think about limiting the scene to include? Alright. Let's see what chat has to say about that. A single limit. Typical limits. Okay, so it's not about the polygons, or maybe it is. Okay, so like 500 to 1,000,000 is what it's saying. I would argue that this is kind of acceptable, probably. I mean, we'll see how it looks. It does have kind of like a little jizz-like look to it, which isn't really good. I suppose this does as well. This looks fucking terrible. But the AI is saying you could do up to that. Okay, let's try to texture it then. Yeah, we'll take the PBR maps, please. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this kind of desert. I do think I should start thinking about making a barracks on top of this. Where's the fucking prompt? How do I get this prompt? That's using the antibiotic, bro. Sucks that I pay for that already. What did Nano Pro produce for us? Oh, produce this, got it. Wonder if there are any other image to 3D model AI tools that are popular. I'm not gonna lie, this doesn't look bad. I'm actually kind of happy with it. It'll get us somewhere, right? It'll get us started, right? We'll take it. I think 66,000 vertices is interesting. I wonder if we want to chop off the ground part of it. I wonder how we could do that. Or do we want to keep the ground part of it? I don't know. I would imagine... I would imagine we don't want the ground, right? I like this kind of square barracks look. It is markedly different from this square cathedral look. And let's just keep the ground. Let's take what we got, right? We'll think about making it better later. Let's go ahead and pick one of these barracks really quickly as well. I do like this one. I don't know why it has these weird symbols on this one. I'm not a fan. This one is interesting because it has an empty inner area, which I kind of like. I feel like this one has like these little shrubs around it, which could be confusing. This image will be used to create a 3D model of the barracks to be placed on a square desert tile. Let's ask Nana Banana now. And then let's also ask this thing. see. Okay, so this thing, this is pretty good. This one is really kind of straightforward looking, and I do like the look of this. This one looks nice. Let's see, what else did we get? This is just, wow, this is quite a bit. It's pretty cool, honestly, but nah, not really down for that. And then, yeah, so that one looks good. This one looks kind of silly. This one looks kind of silly. Yeah, I think this one is my take, so we'll take that. Really want to get some more coffee. I think I'm gonna go do that. Want to see what this thing looks like, and then just try to, what is it called? Lower the polygon count. Yeah, this thing looks great, right? It's fine. I'm really not that concerned. So I want to try to lower the polygon count. I think if we go with a 30K target, that might be better. Let's do 100K. Yeah, let's just do both of those. I'll be right back. Could be. Bro, that looks terrible. I mean, I wonder how it's gonna look with the textures applied. Like this looks a certain way. I feel like this might be the one for us, so let's texture it. Let's also just texture this one for fun. Alright. Honestly, I think they both look fine. Why does this one have like fucking mold on it? Nobody asked for mold. I can't tell the difference. I'm not gonna lie. I actually think they're literally so similar. Yeah, wow. So the polygon count matters a lot less than I thought. I wonder if we try to apply this, how this is gonna look. This is too few though. I think we should take this remesh this one down to 30k. I don't think I did that. This one is 10k. Yeah. And 100k, but I didn't do a 30k. I think a 30k take could be good. Okay, so kind of happy with the 30k. I don't think we need more. And you know, we can change details later. Dude, this thing even with 10,000 looks pretty good. I don't think I need to be worrying about the high polygon count, because again, it's not even going to get that big, right? If you're zooming in on it, you're kind of a fucking idiot. Alright, it's going to be pretty fun to put these in the game. So, did I download this already? Don't really remember. Let's rename this to be Barracks FBX. We can call it Desert. And then we run this. We gotta rename all of the files. It's super annoying. Alright, let's run this, and let's go ahead and texture this guy. Yeah. So let's just rename this to be called Desert Barracks. Lost it. Desert Barracks. Alright, we got that. Let's move forward. Alright, that looks good. Cool. I think I can download this. This looks fine. Those things look kind of awkward. Like, what are those? But not a big deal. I think it's fine for mobile. Okay, so cool. We got like 2 buildings. This one is called create an image again. So we could just call this desert. Desert cathedral, right? That's what we're trying to do here. We don't want that. We want this desert cathedral. And let me just put this on my clipboard so I don't have to do that. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. That. What's up, OG? Welcome back. Alright, let's see. Yeah, so yeah, I basically took the barracks and the cathedral and scaled them down to this kind of 30,000-ish polygon count. That's kind of what I think is a good idea for mobile gameplay. It should work on most phones. So now that I've scaled them down, really got to figure out kind of the logic for rendering them at different places. The idea is it's going to take up a 2x2 space here and a 2x2 space on the right. Very similar to this game Mechabellum, which I've shown the board to you guys earlier. Yeah, we'll just leave that up here as well. So yeah, it's gonna be the cathedral and then the barracks, and then similarly on the other side there'll be a cathedral and a barracks. It's interesting that they put some kind of colors on the buildings. They put a blue and a red. I didn't actually notice that detail, even though I've been playing the game for months. I don't know how important that really is, because, yeah, I can add some colors later. It's not a big problem. So, yeah, so it might be good to kind of think about the design of this board manager program. Right now, it just makes a 32 by 32 board, and it makes a bunch of tiles. And we didn't put any logic on the tiles, but in the tile prefab, so far what we've got is, where's the prefabs? Let's see. This thing says all prefabs, but is it under board game? Okay, we don't need this joystick. We're not using that. Yeah, so like, this is the prefab. Yeah. The board tile root prefab currently includes this guy. So, whoa, I was glitching out there for a second. I don't know how to rotate, but it's nothing important. Be good to think about getting other models in, right? So the same way we imported the Holy Knight last week, let's get these 2 new models in there. So let's import a new asset. Is that the idea? I think that is right. And then I go to downloads, go to desert barracks. I think I just take this. Yeah, okay. And I think I want to make a folder. Yes. Let's put this in there. And now what I did here was I put these two images here, but I also have materials and textures. I really don't remember the steps I used for this. It's pretty annoying. But I'm sure I will remember. So kind of just want to find a way to import this new model and its textures. So maybe we should click on the model here, right? So this one has standard, external materials, model name, project wide. It's notable that, okay, yeah. So then I think we just want to make the materials and textures folder, maybe. So let's just go ahead and just make folders, right? So materials, create another folder called textures, and I want to click the same button. So I'm going to go back here again. Use external, model name, models material, project wide. So we're going to click here. We're going to say use external, model name, and project wide. We can do apply, I suppose. And then I'm pretty sure we just want to put those pictures from the Finder in here. Seems likely to help us. Now that looks really similar to what we have here. This one has 5 and mine only has 4. I don't know why that is. It's kind of weird. What is this thing? I don't know where the fuck this stuff came from, but it looks like it's done something. Okay, so I wonder if we just bring this over here. Okay. That's funny. That does not look right at all, right? This looks wrong. That's not good. We don't like that. So, pretty annoying. What is this? I wish I remembered all the steps that I used on this. So like, if I go here, this thing looks promising. Why does this thing look retarded? Like, this thing really looks like it's taking the Holy Night textures and applying it, which is clearly the wrong thing. Yeah, that thing looks like the Holy Night images, right? So I don't really understand why it's doing that. Makes me think that maybe I should just do local materials folder. That's probably better, right? Let me just delete this thing. How about that? Okay, let's create a new folder called Desert Barracks, right? Just do it as simply as possible. And then we go in here, and then right click, import new asset, I think. Why don't we just take everything? How about that? See how it handles that. Yeah, this is not the barracks, right? That's the problem. super fucking annoying. Oh, here we go. Unable to open this asset. Yeah, it's clearly got the stuff from the night on the barracks, so... how do I get out of this view? This is so annoying. Okay. I could go ahead and try to ask the AI to do something, but don't know that that's really what I want to do. No, we don't want that. Let's use this and do this. Oh, it's looking for model, file name, dash material name, right? And now if I look at this, just save it, whatever, I don't care. This is underscore. I don't even think I did it right for the last thing, for the Holy Night, right? Like, this one has, for each thing, it's going to look for that. Pretty confused about how that one even works. Like, this looks correct, right? We like that. That looks wrong. Why don't we just create a folder called textures, and then yeah, that's good. Put those in there. I don't understand why this is happening. I guess I'll just start to ask the AI. So you can push that, it's fine. Trying to do, so we pushed something. Okay, so let's go ahead and just say I tried importing a new model, desert barracks, and for some reason it's applying the textures of the Holy Night to it instead of the desert barracks textures. Let's see how it handles this. Changing the GUID for some reason. I don't know why it's doing this. We'll let it do it for now, but okay. I mean, it clearly changed it. This AI thing is sick sometimes. Wow, that looks awesome. Sweet. Look at that. Who needs engineers? They're honestly just so stupid. So let's go back to this rotate tool, maybe. Dude, this thing is so fucking... The material is using the texture as a normal map. Okay, go ahead and fix it, whatever. Just don't fuck up my thing. Wow, that looks better. I feel like I changed something. Oh, that's rotating the item delete that guy, right? Let's say I delete him and I just put the barracks everywhere. Let's scale it down. So let's change the scale to be 25, 25, 25 maybe. Go back to move tool. Let's get the position down to 0, 0, 0. Alright, let's make it bigger. It seems fucking stupid. Something about it is wrong. Let's definitely make its position on the Y. Higher, like that maybe. And then let's set this to 40 or 50. Okay, that seems better. And let's just do 0.3, 0.2, 0.1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2, 2. Yeah, 0.22 seems kind of good, right? Now if we run the game, we should just see a bunch of barracks everywhere. Doesn't look that bad. What the back of the barracks looks like. Sure, it looks fine. It looks kind of the same all around, which is good. So, cool. Okay, so we can put barracks everywhere. We can put Holy Knight everywhere. And again, this just makes it into a 1 by 1. We're trying to make this thing twice as big as the Holy Knight, or whatever we want to call that guy. Interesting. So, looks like I succeeded in bringing the texture in, or rather the model in. Still don't understand why I had to use the AI to change the GUID. But, you know, I guess could just move forward and import the cathedral next. And then once I've done that, I'll try to figure out how to like dynamically place these models in the map. So I think what I can do is kind of start the game where you have one barracks at a specific place, one cathedral at a specific place, and then from that I can let you place the knights. That might be a good kind of set of goals for today, to hit those 3 kind of milestones. Where is the thing? I hate when this happens. Okay, cool. Okay, so given that those are my goals, let me get the let me get this thing in now. So I'm gonna, I think I already downloaded this. No, yeah, I already downloaded this. So then I can go ahead and add a new model, I think. So let's add a new model, or folder, whatever we're gonna call it. Desert Cathedral. I don't want a capital D on it. I guess that's kind of not an option. Yeah, it has always a capital. All right. Let's go ahead and just, I guess, drag everything in. Standard legacy, use external. This, and then we can do local materials, and then let's just make a, let's save it. Okay, cool, it's done something now. Again, it looks like it did the same thing, putting Holy Knight on it. So we're gonna have to fix that again. I wonder if there's something in here that we can just So do the same thing again. Trying to update these texture grids. Let's see how it does this. We can fix this. And we got a cool cathedral looking thing. It looks pretty cool. Super fun. Nice. We are making progress. Is it time for me to go swimming? I think it might be. I've been swimming in a few weeks. But it's something that we do for our health. Okay. So maybe what I'll do is just put the cathedral in. Oh man, I gotta raise the voice volume when I'm back. Yeah, I can do it now. Let's see. Just set it here. Maybe this is better. I think I also need to talk into the mic a little bit more. I feel like it's probably still not loud enough. Let me increase it a little bit more. Oh, this microphone kind of does this thing. I need to understand better how to use this microphone because I'm noticing now it's trying to kind of do something smart. Anyways, so yeah, so far what we've got is we've got these two models of this barracks building, and we've also got this cathedral building, and then we've got this Holy Knight model as well. And yeah, just to give a quick recap for the guy who just joined us. And what we're trying to do is build a kind of Mechabellum-like game. So trying to build a game board like this. So yeah, this is we're able to kind of get these things in here, and if I run the game right now, it'll just put this barracks everywhere. We have this huge looking thing, which I gotta tweak that later, but it's coming together slowly. So let me just keep moving forward. Cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and I think the move would be to delete this. Maybe I can try to think about, let me first commit these changes, right? Okay. So let's just say commit and push the new changes, and maybe deleting this would be good too. I don't really want this barracks thing everywhere, so let's save that. Now if I run the game, I think it'll just show like the X and Y coordinates for each grid tile, right? So we're gonna put the units on top of the grid, right? So yeah, let me just commit and push these changes. It's going to add everything, and it's going to come up with a commit message. I really recommend Claude Code. Cool. All right. We finished something. So now in our game, we have 3 different models that we can work with. And they've all been generated from Meshy AI. So yeah, we've got the Desert Barracks, the Desert Cathedral, and the Holy Knight. Cool. So now it's going to be interesting to think about placing items on the grid. So we want this to happen at runtime. So at runtime, what happens is this initialize board function runs once. And what it does is it makes a tile by calling this instantiate function with the board tile prefab, right? And so the board tile prefab, if we look at the script, I believe it's under board game. scripts board manager. You can see that it has a... Oh, I need to... How do I change this? There's somewhere in this thing that we can see that the... Let's take a look at the script. I haven't seen it. So the game object board tile prefab. I'm wondering like where this thing gets its value from, because I don't know where that's happening. Let's see. Okay, if I click on assets, this thing is here, this thing is here. Why does it say default references will only be applied in edit mode? What does that really mean? So if I were to press run, is it going to show me what the board tile prefab is? No, it still doesn't show me it. Let's see. So, because I'm pretty sure if I take this and drag it here, that is what I was supposed to do. So if I do that, does it still have the same effect? Let's see. Yeah, okay, we still have the same effect, so cool. I don't know how it was working without that. Pretty confused about that, but we can just move forward. So that's what's happening. So if you look at the board manager, it has this board tile prefab, which is a game object. And since this thing is configured to point to the board tile root, it puts a board tile root everywhere based on this position thing. And so we're just making a board with a 32 width and height. Now, I want to change the behavior. So let me kind of start to write a prompt for Claude Code. And let's say update the initialize board function to continue to create a 32x32 grid. Must be doing something right if people are wandering in here. Okay, so continue to create the grid, but somehow I want to update the concept of a board tile root. Should be able to dynamically include other models from the game. That's not exactly it though, because the model could span multiple board tiles. Some models will require multiple board tiles. We want to... So where's that note where I put that math? So yeah, we want to use this formula, x plus 4 plus 2y equals 32. And we're going to use the value y equals 8 to get us a value of x equals 12. I wonder if we want to do 8 or... I kind of like 7. So if we do 7, then we get x plus 18 equals 32. And therefore x takes the value 14. So render a desert cathedral at 7 Okay, so that's for the width. We didn't think about the depth. So given that the board has a 16 depth, we could do it like 5. Yeah, let's do 5. Yeah, we'll do 5. So then it's 7, 5 with a size of 2x2 board tiles. And then let's also render a desert barracks at instead of 7, 5, it's going to be 24, 5. Seems right. Yeah, let's see how it does this. I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to learn. Yeah, sure, I could see us having that in the game. We're going to place models on the board. Alright, so we're going to place these models on the board at these locations. Place model. If we don't have a model prefab, we'll do this. It gives it a size. We're going to calculate a center. We're going to do a model position. We're going to transform set parent. I don't know what that does. All seems fine. I don't know that we have a desert cathedral prefab though. Did I actually create prefabs for those? Let's see. I might ask it about that. The rest of it seems pretty reasonable. Okay, we need to just put the FBX models on the prefab fields. Desert barracks prefab. Desert cathedral prefab. All right, let's see how it does this. Okay, well, it doesn't appear to have rendered anything, which is okay. But that's not what we want. So I updated the FBX models to be on the prefab fields on the board manager component, but nothing renders on the grid. It is empty when I run the program. Let's just make sure I did everything correctly. So if I save this, how did we get this board manager thing, right? So board game, scripts, board manager, it has those, and then it's not doing anything. Let's save this file. Oh, hold on. You could hide things if you wanted. It seems really stupid. Like, please don't write extra logic that we don't need. Yeah, let's just do that. Bro, okay, so we just need to add give instructions to make a prefab from the FBX models. Let's get out of this board tile room. Okay, so yeah, we could just take this and then we're gonna put this guy in here. Then we're gonna go here. Take this, put it here. Then we can delete this, right? Alright, what's next? Do the same thing with the cathedral. So we take that, and then we go to prefabs. And we take that, put that here. Then we delete this. And now we go to board manager. And we give it this. And we give it this. And we give it this. We save that. Now we run the game, see what happens. Wow, okay. It put them in there, but it rendered them like in the game like a pancake or whatever, right? It's not what we're trying to get here. Okay, I fixed that. They are rendering now, but their orientation just change this to be 0, right? Let's say we run this now. See if that makes any difference. Nope, did nothing. I think something is different. So let's go ahead and go back to the code. I undid those changes. For some reason, the model appears, but the bottom of the model is facing toward the camera. It needs to be rotated 90 degrees, not sure which direction. this thing still kind of floating a little bit too high. This thing also kind of floating too high. And so let's try to run this guy back down to 0.9 and maybe. Oh, the mic got lower again. It's super annoying. I gotta figure out how to work this mic. Okay, so the cathedral's too low. Barracks too high. Gotta keep tweaking these numbers. So let's drop this guy to 0.82. This is to 0.22. Let me fix the mic volume. Okay. I feel like it's still not quite right. Change it to 9. Okay. No, we'll go ahead and change it to 12. If it's too loud, please say something. But I gotta get I think there's just some like setting I need to change on the mic to make it not move around the way it is. Okay, so back to this. It's still kind of fucking floating, which is really pissing me off. Though, in addition to the floating issue, you can also see that it's off-center, right? Because I told it to appear at certain coordinates, and it's not. Okay, he says it's better, which makes me think it's still kind of low. So maybe I should boost it a little bit more. We'll just make it into 16 decibels now. I feel like that'll do fine for now. Okay. Let's see. So, okay, it's notably off-center. I think that's one thing I really want to fix. Because I gave it the coordinates, right? 7, 5 or whatever, and 24, 5. And if we look at this thing, 24, 5 is here. I kind of wanted it to like perfectly cover these grid tiles. So yeah, maybe the models are appearing, but they are not perfectly covering the grid tiles. Instead, they are off-center. Please fix. Learning all this geometry stuff is super annoying, but I'll get it figured out. Let's see. Sure, try that. Nice, we got a thumbs up duck or whatever the thing is. Okay, it says it fixed it. Let's try it again. I mean, it did something different. I do think I got the height down correctly for the cathedral. The height looks okay for the barracks too. But it's still not giving me the desired behavior. Like, yeah, this is not on it. But it looks like the size might be right. It just needs to be shifted over. They are still off center. I can see the cathedral occupying, and maybe I should give it the coordinates to give it more data to fix it. So we can see that 5, 7, 6, 7, 7, 7 is completely covered. Occupying .06, comma 06 to 0808, and only completely covering the, I think it's just 0707 tile. Instead, it should completely cover the 05. I don't know if it's 05, right? Which numbers did we give it? Right, it's 75, 07, 05, or maybe 06, 05, yeah. 06, comma, 06, 07, 05, and then 07, 06. Maybe those tiles are what it wants. Fix the issue. Okay, let's see how it likes that. Habibi. Man, we're going international with this stream now. Okay. I don't think you're doing the math right, but I'm happy you're doing some math. Okay, it says it changed it. So we're gonna stop the game and run it again. Yeah, so we're getting like different textures conditionally rendered at different places on the map now. And getting all the geometry and everything right is pretty finicky. Yeah, so this is closer, but it's definitely not correct still. I'm gonna have to really try to understand this math better. Luckily, it's not very complicated. I wonder if it has to do with the size of the actual prefabs or models that I have. I wonder why they have this position transform. That doesn't seem very helpful. Seems likely that I want to change those numbers. Wonder if I were to set these to 0, if that would change something. I mean, that should change something, hopefully. Yeah, I really can't tell if it changed anything. I also think they're kind of levitating a little bit, but that's not a big deal. Let's see. Let's try to look at the math. I mean, it's not very complicated. Okay, let's say I change the position just for fun. Let's just change this to 11 just to see. It should be at a very different position, right? Yeah, okay. So at least it's kind of putting things in a space that I want them, but not really though. Another thing I want to change is, since I widened the game board, I want to change the free camera controller. Right now I have these variables kind of duplicated, so I need to fix that at some point. Because right now this thing thinks it's a 30 by 30. So that was bothering me. Okay. For a tile, it occupies that in world space. So for a 2x2, starting at that, it should cover those. The center, no, that's not right. I don't think that's right. No, that's wrong. So maybe we try to tell the AI that it gave the wrong thing. Your comment here is incorrect. Is incorrect. And thus the math appears wrong. It should instead read. We're just going to write the comment again. For a tile position X, it occupies X plus 1. So for 2x2 models, starting at 7, 5. This, it doesn't really make sense to me. So for a 2x2 model, the center should be at, I want to say 8, 6 to span across the correct tiles. Let's see if it can just do the right thing. Like, it doesn't sound that hard. Well, it's doing something new, and we like changes. Yeah, after this, I'm gonna go for a swim and then come back in an hour or so. So I'm gonna commit these changes and see you guys later. Thanks for the support. Yeah, really looking forward to getting more stuff on here and then actually promoting this channel, because right now I'm only telling a few of you guys about it. So yeah, I'll be back to look at this with some fresh eyes later. Cool. All right. Bye-bye. Enjoy LA and the Arab world.